Hi guys, Chris here, and you're watching Here We Are Running. And you know, we've reached that time of the year, guys. The time of the year I love to kind of look back, reflect, and share with you the achievements I've made during my running journey. And really for me to hold myself accountable to you guys, because every year, at the beginning of the year, I put a video out where I go through my running goals. And this is the time of the year where I share with you how I got on with those goals. And of course, this year is a very different year. It's a year that we will want to forget, probably won't be able to, but we'll want to forget for so many reasons. And that will have had an impact on what I've achieved during my running journey. I'll mention that as we go through it. And at the end of the video also, there are some points that didn't really feature in my running goals at all, but are things that, again, I think are worthy of a mention. So we'll look at those right at the end. But let's get straight into my 2020 running goals and how I got on with them. Every year since I've been doing this, I've always had a goal to run a marathon within a certain time frame. And I've never achieved it. So this year I did things a little bit differently. Instead of setting myself a time goal for a marathon, I said I wanted to run a marathon without walking at all. And that is because I'd never achieved that before either. And it was going to be the Manchester Marathon, but of course the Manchester Marathon got cancelled. It's hopefully taking place next October, but of course none of the big marathons happened during 2020. But the virtual London Marathon did happen, and if you remember back to the autumn, I took part in that on a very wet, stormy type of day, not good conditions at all, without any specific marathon training, and I ran the 26.2 miles, 42.2 kilometres, in a time of around 4 hours and 9 minutes, depending on whether you believe your Garmin watch or whether you believe the Virtual London Marathon app, but we won't go into that now. And I did do it without walking. I thought that was a really good achievement, particularly as I hadn't done any specific marathon training. So really happy with that, particularly given the conditions. So goal number 1 is achieved. My second goal, I described it at the beginning of the year as the stretch goal for the year because it was to run a 5K in under 20 minutes. Leading up to that, my PB was 20 minutes and 19 seconds, I think. And I did do a short training plan to try and get myself faster over that distance. And it took me 3 attempts back in the summer to finally achieve this. Each of them running at the track. The first 2 attempts, I started off okay, but then I reached that kind of difficult middle section and I just couldn't keep going. It wasn't race conditions because I was obviously doing it on my own, and it was just too easy to give up. And the first 2 times I did give up. Fortunately, the third time I didn't. I carried on, I held the pace, and I did it in 19 minutes and 48 seconds. So goal 2, also achieved. Now my third goal was a distance related goal. I wanted to run 2,020 kilometres in 2020. Now, because of the pandemic and everything, I increased the distance I was running significantly from previous years. We hit 20 kilometres in the end of the summer, 4 months early. Now, I re-evaluated my goal for distance, and I kind of set myself an increased distance goal of 3,000 kilometres. We haven't got there, unfortunately. The last 4 months when the kids went back to school, the volume of running I was doing did decrease a little bit. So we didn't get to 3,000 kilometres in a year, but we have gone in excess of 2,800 kilometres. So really pleased with that. And as I say, the 2020 in 2020 goal was met convincingly very early in the year. Now the 4th goal was to take part in another team event. Now with so many races and everything cancelled, this was one I thought would be really difficult to achieve this year. But we did do it. Going back again to the autumn where some races started up again, and particularly in the triathlon space rather than the pure running space, that there were some triathlons. Now, I can't swim very well and I don't own a decent bike, so I wasn't going to take part in a triathlon on my own. But related to this goal of doing a team event, I took part in a triathlon relay where we have 3 members of the team and we all ran a different discipline. We all took part in a different discipline. I took part in the running, of course. It was a 10-kilometre run, kind of cross-country type run, mixed terrain. Really enjoyed that, just to get out there, experience a triathlon for the first time, to get out there and actually take part in a race, having not done so since earlier in the year. And we came up in the top 3 of our category for that. So again, really happy, and achieved goal number 4 of taking part in a team event. So goal number 5, again, something that I had never achieved before. And every calendar year up to now that I've been running, I have always suffered some form of injury during that calendar year. So goal number 5 was to try and stay injury free for the entire year. And with just a few days left at the time of filming this video, I think we can safely now say that we have achieved this goal. I haven't suffered a running related injury during the year that's put me out for any length of time. And that comes during a year where I have increased my distance significantly. So I put that down to, as I've increased that distance, I have done so sensibly, I've done it gradually. Much of my running has been easy pace, and I have treated recovery really carefully as well. So you've seen me in some of the videos doing stretching, rolling, and also introducing the massage gun into the recovery routine as well now. So, a combination of those things I think has helped me to stay injury free throughout the whole of 2020. So delighted by the way that the 2020 running goals actually turned out in the end. But as I mentioned, that wasn't it. There was also some other notable running things that happened to me during my running journey this year that I think are worthy of a mention. The first one being a 1 mile PB. Having never gone under 6 minutes for the mile before, I achieved a time of 5 minutes and 48 seconds during a 1 mile time trial. Another time trial that I did was at half marathon distance, and helped by Chris, that running guy, who paced me on the day back in September, along the River Thames, and I achieved a time there of 1 hour 38 minutes and 33 seconds for the half marathon. I've got to mention it, only happened a couple of weeks ago, but I did my first treadmill marathon in a time of under 4 hours. And I never would have thought at the beginning of this year that I would own a treadmill, or even more, that I would enjoy running on a treadmill with the help of Zwift. But yeah, I've got a treadmill now, I run on it, and I actually did a sub 4 hour treadmill marathon. The other thing that I did, and really didn't set out to do this on the run that happened, I did a 50k ultramarathon distance run back in the summer. Again, something that I'd never gone over marathon distance before, but on that particular day we thought, why not? We did it, and yeah, it turned into a 50k run. Got to mention it also, he won't like me for mentioning it, but got to mention it, the chaser race that I did with Chris, that running guy, and beating me on that. I'm sure he's going to want to get his own back next year though. So those are the kind of main running related stuff. But there's also been some stuff going on with this YouTube channel. So we started the year just under 1,000 subscribers. We reached that in January. That does now mean that the channel is monetized, which means I get a bit of ad revenue coming in every month. And of course, all of that goes back into the channel, helping me to buy the stuff I need to make reasonable videos for you guys to watch. We added another 2,000, more than 2,000 subscribers to the channel during the year. So we're over 3,000 now. And we've tried some other stuff out on YouTube as well, which some of you seem to be enjoying. So we're doing some more review videos on stuff that I've either purchased, particularly on the shoe review videos, and stuff that people have sent to me to review as well. The other thing we've done is live streaming. More recently, live streaming whilst running, because I can do the live streaming now whilst I'm running on Zwift. So I hope to do some more of that in the future as well. And the other one final thing I'll mention is that because of the pandemic and because I work from home a lot now, I wanted to get a space that was more suitable for doing so. So we built this garden room. And And that means that I can now work in it, do my day job. I can also film in it. I've got the treadmill in it. I did ask you guys a couple of weeks ago to help me come up with a name for this. You came up with loads of suggestions. There was one that got more votes than any of the others, and I've gone with that. I've decided to go with your judgment, guys, or the majority of you. And so what we're going to call this place that I'm sitting in right now filming this is the Run Hub. So when you hear me in future videos refer to the Run Hub, that's where I am now. So guys, there we have it. My running goals and kind of review of 2020. There will be a future video coming out on the 1st of January where I will go through with you my new running goals for 2021. So hopefully you'll join me for that. And yeah, guys, let me know in the comments below if you've achieved your running goals for 2020 and if you're planning some for 2021 as well. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, as always, please do hit the thumbs up button to give the video a like. And if you're new around here, well, why not consider subscribing for regular running content? But for now, guys, goodbye.